let's get started.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's me, Darcy, joined by Kris.
Once again.
And welcome to this week's episode of the Unnamed Podcast.
You had things to say?
My knife won't close.
Oh.
I don't want it near my cables.
That's fair.
That's how stuff gets cut. Yeah.
It's either that or I just do it.
So welcome once again to the podcast where we sit here talking rubbish for about an hour-ish.
It's generally long.
It's generally longer.
Yeah.
And once again, it's another late at night because late nights apparently when we do it.
It is now.
It is now apparently. I have a scratchy chin. I have an itchy chin.
So do I. I'm just not scratching it.
I don't care.
Scratching the side of my hand instead.
Yeah, because you're an idiot. Idiot.
How am I an idiot?
Idiot.
Oh, this is the other hand. This is the...
Idiot.
I just realised I forgot to bring a watch.
I didn't. I'm wearing mine, see. Watch like.
Yeah.
My
my watch hides that patch.
The shaved patch.
Yes.
So, new videos went out today.
Yeah, that's a good.
Well, I checked our videos reserve last night, and it turns out that we had more than I thought. I thought we were getting low, but apparently we're not, so that's good news. I just have to hurry up and edit them.
Yes.
There's one in there that scares me.
That's fair. Because even when we play that, it scares us. Because we know what we're fucking in for.
I just could not believe how long yesterday I spent doing that Phasmophobia one. That was like
7 hours.
something like that.
A few things in between.
Yeah, it was long to do 2 videos. Just nothing really. Like at one point I was doing something and then it just like stopped and took me back like 5 minutes worth of work. And I was just like, you fuck.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Sounds pretty bad.
But yeah, other than that, watch time is looking good. The channel has more subscribers now. We've
Has it only gone up 1?
we're at 13 now.
Nice.
So, considering that like most of the people that we actually talked to about this had already subscribed and we were at 4.
That's fair, yeah.
Massive growth.
Oh, yeah.
No, but yeah, so yeah, things are looking good there. The Mario Kart one, that's got views for days.
More views?
It's got like 100 and something now.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's just everything's going up. A lot of apparently.
That's what we want.
Well, yeah, that's 100% what we want. But yeah, no, apparently just I don't know what YouTube's playing at the moment, but apparently just people are seeing it and watching it and enjoying it. So
Yeah.
maybe not enjoying it. I don't really know. There were no comments. There's a like on it.
Oh, that's right. There's only one video though.
Hmm?
There's only one video with a like, isn't it? Or the Mario Kart one.
No, heaps of videos have likes now.
Oh shit.
As I said,
I know of one, but that's because I said I was going to because of something I said in it.
bunch of people have liked videos from this point.
Hold on.
No, you can't watch it now. We're in a
I'm
podcast.
not gonna watch it.
But yeah, no, it's channel stuff is looking good. I'm not gonna lie. Like we have. What's the term?
Because of the comment.
What comment?
Your stupid joke.
It's not a joke. It's not even a joke. So if you're wondering what Kris is talking about, the Phasmophobia I put out today, I spent most of yesterday editing that. Like,
I got a message like 2 hours after he started, and then another message 5 hours later telling me he was done.
yeah. So I spent a long time yesterday doing that, and there was just one point where I'm like sitting there, and I say something incredibly stupid, and it just left Kris. Like Kris is just like, what? Okay.
Okay, let's leave that there then.
It's exactly what he said. That's not even like, oh man. The second one has another absolute peach. And it's just like, you say something as I'm walking into the house, and I just say something back to you, and then you're like, oh, I'm was like, wow, I just murdered a man.
I'm gonna wait for that one.
Yes. We also say something about not using the UV light in the last ghost hunt we do.
Did we not use it?
No, it's just I said something, you said something, I can't even remember what it fully was, but then I said something again, and then you said something about a ghost orgy, and I'm like, so I'm not using the UV light in the next house.
Of course I said something about a fucking ghost orgy.
Yep. It's like me just sitting there UVing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crouch here and just UV all over the place. No, that was a very, like, honestly, it's not the longest edit I've ever had to do. There have been, like, it just seemed really long because I did them back to back. So I probably spent about, like, 3 hours on each video without rendering time. But, like,
not too bad.
Some of the Bunny Mans have taken, like, 6 hours just to do one episode.
Because we keep recording for, like, 2 hours.
Oh no, this is when I've cut them in half. They're only an hour long. It's just they have so much editing that happens in them.
True.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. I just said that, just the fucking that joke. It's not even a joke. It's just me singing a song that I keep singing every time you mention Bones.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the second one,
and then the moment we walk into the house, you said something else.
Wait, what did I say? The moment
it involved that song. I just can't remember what it was right now.
Oh, is that in the first one or the second one?
First one.
Because there's definitely one of them
because
where
it
I'm
was
like,
the joke.
You're like, it's
inside the office, and then the very next house we walk into.
Yeah.
As I open the door, you sing it, and I can't remember.
I definitely remember there being a point in the edit where you're like, oh, it's not the right bone, and then I'm just like, we're all going, the leg bone's connected to the foot bone's connected to the pelvis. And then you go, wait, what did you just say? I'm like,
yep.
And I say it again, and you're just like, oh god. I'm like, that's what we call exploded testicles. But yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much whenever you mention Bones, I just start singing that song.
I'm aware. Every time.
It's always something different, though.
I think it was a leg bone, and then I was like, oh shit, that's the last one I need. Damn, it's not the right one.
Yes.
One bone left.
I just lost my microphone. It went for a dive in my shirt.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, because every time you mention Bones, I either start talking about bone evidence, or I just start singing about bones being connected to different things. Because I'm pretty sure that's where my fucking
hand bone connected to cheekbone. I think.
The hand bone's connected to the face bone.
Sorry, face bone. Not even just face.
Yeah. No, that was but I said I was editing that, and I was just like, I just came across that and just went, oh. I'm like, I didn't even like, oh god, normally I just skip through the stuff where we're in the fucking warehouse unless we're like finishing a sentence or starting a sentence as we're going into the hunt. But that part was just like, you're like sitting there looking at it, saying stuff, and then I'm just like, did it? And you're like, wait, okay, we're just gonna leave that there. It's like, as I said, that's like 4 seconds of you just trying to comprehend what I've just said.
And the only thing is, because I was talking at the same time.
Oh,
the start of what you said is very quiet.
The start of what I said is incredibly quiet.
Because it was weird.
Wait, what? Okay, we're just.
Wait, there was a bunch of points where I was just super loud for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's because you were screaming.
I don't know if I was screaming.
You were screaming.
No, that doesn't sound right.
There's another part where I tell you sound horrible. I can't remember what that is. I think it might be in the second part because I can hear you like, can you hear this? And you say something and I'm just like, oh, you sound horrible. But yeah.
Oh god, I don't remember half of what we say in our videos.
Dude.
That's why when you had that suggestion of redoing one of them because we lost the audio.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't remember shit. That ain't happened.
Yeah, well, no. See, my thing is, when we redo a video, it's like, we've got one we're working on for all of you people out there that I don't really like the original video because it isn't what it wasn't supposed to be what it turned into. And I'm just like, knowing what we had turned into, we should go in with that as the so that we can at least do it right, as opposed to what we currently have, which is just supposed to be just a cash playthrough.
Like a general chat.
Yeah, and it's not. It's just so angry.
Oh, it is. Very.
So there's a few like that we like sit there and go like, oh, we can do that one better. Like we can be better. So we're gonna redo stuff like that. But otherwise, if a video has like actual unsavable audio or something really bad happens in it, like that we just can't put it out, we just don't put it out, and we'll do another video where we do something similar. And it's not even about remembering what we did, it's just about like, do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again and we'll fucking hope for the best.
Like the Halo one.
Oh, the Halo one. I am so sad we lost that. I'm also really sad we lost that.
Because I don't think I'm going to be able to mimic getting up on that rock and then getting unstuck and then realising.
Just the sadness of my emotion in that.
So wait, what are you doing? You gonna? It's so good. We can keep. You jumped, didn't you? Yeah.
But it's also like the Halo 2 one we lost, which was which just has one of my favourite things my screen has ever captured, where I'm like standing there looking at a hallway and you come sprinting out followed by like 7 grenades.
Sounds about right.
And I'm just like,
Well, that time we got
not going in there.
Stuck in the hallway, and we're like, we get through this, and like, that's any gamer knows. But it's like a whole heap of enemies you're trying not to shoot anything. You start jumping for some unknown reason, and then you're going through and like, I need shit. I jumped.
But yeah, so there's a few things we want to redo because either the video was deleted or on a different PC that I no longer have, or we just have a better way to do the video. And so there's a few of those in the works. There's also a surgeon simulator in the works where me and Kris find out that we actually do have specific roles in Surgeon Simulator.
We do. That was a shocker.
Yeah. Especially considering I haven't never played Surgeon Simulator before.
Neither had I. I've seen a lot of them. Like, you know what? I'm not playing.
I just find it so funny because I was like, I'll do this part and you do that part, and then I was just like, no, it's much better the other way around.
We swapped and then it worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except we had someone freaking out in the background.
Yeah. And then just, bunch of puzzle gamey kind of stuff in the wings.
Do you enjoy puzzle games?
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know, film some more fucking Nintendo shit because apparently that gets all the watching.
It does tend to.
Yeah. But yeah, so, that's channel stuff. That's pretty cool. As I said, I enjoy checking the analytics every now and then because it's like,
oh yeah,
like it'll say something like, your watch time is down. I'm just like, yeah, but is it actually? And it's like, oh yeah, statistically it's down. It's like, yeah, but hang on.
Still higher than we started.
Most of our watch time comes from the fact that Kris just leaves shit on while he's asleep.
No.
So
it doesn't ever play.
Is it down? Or is it just Kris hasn't fallen asleep watching shit at the moment and other people are watching it?
That's not the case. I have fallen asleep while watching stuff. But
this guy.
No, it doesn't tend to keep going through our videos anymore. It did it like twice.
This guy.
And now it just goes.
Although, as I said to Kris last night,
it actually goes to a page, like a channel that the guy has like 3 channels. I subscribe to one of them, but it always goes to one of the ones I'm not subscribed to.
YouTube.
I have no idea why.
No, oh, dude. That's like last night when we were talking about about why I don't watch the videos, and it's like, because like people like say that, they're like, wait, have you watched any of the videos that you put out? I'm like, no, I don't watch them. And like after last night, I was just like to Kris, yeah, this is why I don't watch them, because I've literally, by the time it goes live, I've watched the complete thing about 6 times. Just never from start to finish. It's always in pieces.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just like I don't need to watch it again.
Yeah, because I don't have that.
It brings back bad memories.
Especially the bunny names. It's like, hey, I said something and then you reacted. hallway. Fuck.
Did you see the baseball bat?
It wasn't a baseball bat.
It's a baseball bat.
It's not a fucking baseball bat.
Jesus, he's watched the video and he didn't. Oh.
No, we're gonna, after this, we're pulling it up. We're having a look.
It's a baseball bat.
Torch.
It's a baseball bat. Anyway.
Look, I had it on a 55-inch screen. I could see it was a fucking torch.
Baseball bat.
No.
It's a baseball bat.
We'll be looking at this after this.
Yeah. It's a baseball bat.
No, it's not. It's torch.
Oh, you watched it how many times?
That part I watched like 4 times.
Oh, so you're only 6 times behind. I had to rock and roll through that part because I had to do fucking swaps between us.
Oh, you did, yes.
So I saw him every time. I also saw that there was literally a ghost that we both saw, and it changed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think it's in the second part. I see a ghost, it's a dude holding an axe, and then when it kills you, it's like a small girl.
Normally they stay the same.
Yeah, no,
that's
pretty weird. I was just like, wait, what the? Because yeah, I saw it when it killed you, and I went, that is not the ghost that I saw.
Was it the little girl singing "Ring Around a Rosie"?
No, that's in the first part, I think.
Yeah, that happened to me in like one where we weren't recording it; we were just playing normally.
Ah, yes.
And I'm like in one of the farmhouses in the laundry upstairs. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, something's happening." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, my lights are flickering a bit." It was just a ghost event. But I'm looking, and I start hearing Ring Around the Rosie. I'm like, "Oh, I better move out of this room just in case." And I turn around, and it's on the floor in front of me. I'm like, am I either gonna die because it's not a ghost event, or it's a ghost event and I just lose a lot of sanity? Turns out I lost a lot of sanity, which, as I said, I'm good at.
I think it's in the second part. I literally think it's in the second part that. Okay, so as you've watched this, and as I said, I edited them back to back. Have I said yet? Did I say in that video? It's because our sanity's like fluctuating before we've even started.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
mine, and I'm just like, I think it's standing near you that does it. And then you walk away and it stops. I'm like,
Pretty sure that's in the second part.
No, but in the second part there is
I just enjoyed getting back to the truck. Like, oh my god! See, I told you I am good at it.
In the second part there is legitimately a point where, and this is real weird thing. I say to you, did you hear anything when it killed you? And you're like, I have no sound. And then everything just kind of stops. Because in the real world, what I'm doing is I stop and look at you. I'm just like, what did I offer you when we started? You're like, the headphones on your head. I'm like, no, I offered you a set of headphones. I have more than one. And you're like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I just like, but everything just stops. It's like the sound just goes.
Well, look.
Because I'm like, wait, did
I
you?
got through it without me needing the headset.
I'm fairly sure we didn't.
Although I heard the fact that from your headset, that the dude with the torch, not the baseball bat, he said something with it. I'm like, I saw that he said something. I could just hear it from the headphones that were on your head. So I had no idea what he said. But hearing it in the video, he just said old.
No. Well, there you go.
It was simple.
Yeah.
I only fit the bill of being old.
He did. No, that was
many years ago because he was holding a torch.
Fuck no, it's funny though. Yeah, I was just editing all of that, and I was like, oh god, we're not good.
And I've never edited anything before, so like the first one I do is gonna be shit.
Yeah, nah, it'll be fine. I won't get you to do it. The big thing is, it's just like 2-screen editing is hard because it's like you get points where it's like both of us are doing something and you're like, oh shit, okay, we're both doing something, like in Raft or something, where it's like one of us is doing one thing, the other's doing the other thing, and it's like, which one do I choose? Which one is more important? And then you get times where it's like,
So which one's more important? And then other times where it's like, okay, which one
We're
of us
both-
is doing something more stupid?
we're both doing. Oh no, see again, that's easy. The hardest part is 100% when you're sitting there and you're like, both of us are doing nothing. Which screen is slightly more interesting? Because you're just like,
that is true. Yeah.
Neither of us are doing anything. Oh fuck. Okay, which one? Whose screen do we watch?
Yeah. And in Raft, it's generally me doing something stupid, like dying on that same island 3 times.
Dude, I will say with that Raft one I edited, my favorite part that you did was just when I said I'm going to kill you, and you're like, haha, jump into the open shark's mouth. It was pretty good.
That happened.
Yeah, no, I think I did the Raft one pretty well because it was kind of obvious when I needed to switch to you. Like shit, like you dying in the same spot
just
twice.
Silence from me. It's like, yeah.
But as I said, like that's a slightly harder. That's a slightly harder edit to do too because you kind of like you're always playing up which screen's more entertaining.
Yeah, true.
Mixed with the thing of like you don't want to be switching screens like it's no one's business.
True.
Because it's just kind of like Darcy doing something, Kris doing something, Darcy, Kris. It's just like
it's too much happening.
Yeah. So it's kind of like okay, so that's why I've just kind of come up with the concept of like if something interesting happens, I just leave it until the next interesting thing happens.
Yeah. No, it's like when we're doing visitor cleanup. You could have seen me stacking or making a pile of chairs that no one wanted me to make. So I did it in secret.
Oh, man.
Nick burned all of the chairs.
He did. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. I was disappointed.
It's also just like my starting point. Hey, Kris, where are you? I'm in the starting room. Okay, just didn't make it in time. Just an explosion goes off. What was that? Oh, I had TNT.
All the time Nick asked where we were, and we were both in there as well.
Yeah.
I think that was right after that.
I'm fairly sure Nick had more TNT. Like, I set off TNT once. I think Nick set off like 7 times.
Eddie always aimed for us.
It was just like, oh god. I'm also pretty sure someone like knocked me to death in the back of the head with a mop several times.
Wait, did we have that turned on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because my first death.
I'm pretty sure I was actually aiming to knock you.
I'm pretty sure you killed me.
What?
I'm pretty sure you were the first time I died because you smacked me in the back of the head with.
Well, actually, no. When Nick had the antlers, and he was like just pushing us into a corner with the antlers.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to hit him in the head to kill him. So
yeah, I know. I think you literally have to hit them in the right spot in the back of the head
that's fucking
because
annoying.
literally you killed me the first time. Like you literally killed me, and I was just like, wait, who the fuck just killed me?
I have a feeling it was actually Nick and not me, but
I don't know.
Let's not rule it out.
Although I will say the antlers were probably my favourite part about all of that.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
And fun. using them as a ladder.
Were we using the antlers for that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick lifted you up with the antlers at one
I
point.
was standing on a chair.
We were definitely also standing on a chair because we also destroyed all the antlers
Oh yeah, that's right.
because we were just like, Nick can't have these.
They can't have them, but I'm on.
Yeah. No, I enjoy Viscera Cleanup. It's a good fun game. Although we've also got to do GTFO, which is not so fun a game. It's much more stressful.
Yeah.
Actually, it might not be much more stressful. A game about cleaning everything is very stressful.
Especially when, like, in the one I did by myself, which is it was a space station. I didn't find all of the blood. Like, I looked around and I thought it was all gone, but it must have been little bits of dirt here and there. But it was in the room where you actually turn gravity on and off. It was a massive dome. And you had to clean the ceiling.
Nice.
So I was like, I don't know where... I went around with the little sniffer and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have everything. And then it's like, you did horribly. I'm like, oh, what? It's like 95%. It's like, you did horribly. It's like, 95 fucking percent. What are you on about?
That's Viscera Cleanup. We had almost perfect on that Santa's Workshop, and it was like, nah, we missed a tiny bit of elf blood.
Yeah, it was like the tiny...
Especially considering how long we spent trying to get those elf arms out from behind the pillar.
Probably where the blood was.
Probably.
But
yeah, then there was... no, Viscera Cleanup's good. GTFO should be good. And then I also just want to give it Deep Rock Galactic a go.
Yeah.
I actually want to play that as a team for once.
Well, yeah.
Because I generally just play solo.
I've only ever played it solo.
Yeah, so more stuff to think about.
Yes.
Yeah, so well, that's gaming and channel stuff. So I guess now we'll move on to the other things and talk about the week, Kris. Anything interesting happen to you this week? He asks in a knowing way.
He asks, because as you know, I went to the hospital yesterday.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So again, my favourite part of that whole story is just you ringing Sean and Sean being like, "Yeah, I'm in your poon. Can't help you, mate."
So I'm in your phone, and I'm just like, I barely being able to speak. I'm in the car park. He's like, okay, I'll call the store and get someone to come out.
I got on to Sean because I knew Sean would be there. I'm not there.
Fuck. Normally is.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious to me.
It was. Yeah, but because I sent him a message earlier that morning, I'm like, hey, look, it's still open. Call button. Hit. That'll do. Rather than going through my phone, finding work, and doing it.
That's yeah, I find that very funny. I find that so funny.
I
love it though.
It's easier to deal with Sean in that aspect because Sean knows what's going on. The girl on the register has no idea what's happening.
Chris is dying.
So it's like, can you
is this
send
a
someone
prank
out to the car park? Who we're calling for? It's like, I can barely fucking speak. Sean will do.
Yeah, no, that was pretty funny.
That's why there's bear patches here.
Yeah.
Very noticeable on the screen.
It is.
Especially when I did that.
No. That's funny. I love that. This is just like one of my favorite things. Just Chris dying at work and being like, quickly call someone. Yeah, I'm not
I was
there.
in the car park. I wasn't at work yet.
Car parks work. It's on. At least that's the way I always thought about it.
Oh, no, fair. Yes, true.
As I always said to them, if a customer walks up to me in the car park and says, "Excuse me, can you help me lift this into your car?" as I'm leaving and I'm expected to help them, that's still fucking work.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I don't help anyone in the car park at the moment because I'm genuinely leaving before it kicks in again.
No, you don't help anyone in the car park because you're generally in a hospital gurney.
Twice. That happened. Hold on.
3 times?
No, twice. Because the other 2 I actually walked. So they parked close enough when I was back out in GR, so I just walked there. And in the car park I just walked. The other 2, yes, I was wheeled out.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
It is. Especially when you get those results back and it's like, yeah, no, you're all in the green. I'm like, what do you mean I'm all in the green?
Shit. As I said, that's kind of like my favorite part about your whole journey though, is just like you went to the hospital and they're like, we're doing these tests again. And I'm like, well, I've already done the test, and they did fuck all.
I actually know 2 of the tests I hadn't done.
We're gonna prescribe you this. I've already taken that. It does fuck all.
We did the CT scan.
Yeah, things aren't great for you, are they?
No, like we did the CT scan, but that's, well, we'll conclude that under the X-ray side of things. As much as it's far better quality than an X-ray, it's very similar. We're still looking at the same things.
Yes.
I'd already done a blood test. Technically, the lung capacity test, I'd only done 1/3 of what they did.
No.
A little different.
A little different.
Yeah. But all in the green.
No, it's pretty funny though. We're gonna give you this. I've already tried that. But did you try it this time? Yeah, no, I tried it like a year ago.
We've tried it every time we've been up to the hospital. Yeah. Thank you. But no, as I said, the doctor was at a point of, it's like, look, I know you've said it doesn't work. The consultant wants you to try it for 3 days. I'm going to give you a script. You don't have to take them.
Look, I know you've said it doesn't work, but you're fucked, son.
You pretty much.
No, that's very funny.
Yes. Now
so when do you go and actually get told that you should go see a specialist?
Oh, that's even if they say that. That's what I was discussing.
I'm fairly sure several times to the hospital in, like, okay, let's take me for example, someone who's not dying. I have been to the hospital probably like 6 times in my entire life, which is almost 30 years.
Yep.
Maybe 7 times.
Yep.
And none of them were in the back of an ambulance. So, I'm going to say several times in a single year is probably specialist territory. We're probably looking at a little bit more than
5 times.
Nah, you should be fine.
I think it's 5 times in 8 months.
Yeah. Hey, you still got 4 months to make the next 2.
Well, that's it.
You can go for the year beating my entire lifetime.
Beating yours.
True.
Been to the hospital with an injury to the head.
No. I'm talking about you getting more than I've been in my entire life in a 12-month period.
Oh, when it's... Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, so...
I'm not aiming for it. I have you know that.
One of them
Actually,
wasn't...
no, on a technicality, I have been there, because I have been to the hospital another 3 times.
Fucking moron.
They were
He's done it.
They were for tests, and they weren't for actually...
That's like the award you don't want to win. I've been to the hospital more times in 12 months than a normal person has in their entire lifetime. So
it's, in my defense, 3 of those were tests, but 8 times in the last...
It's not good. It's really not good. No, yeah, because I'm thinking there was one time I went to the hospital where it was actually people were like, yeah, we should probably get you to the hospital. But even then, they just chucked me in the back of a car and drove me there.
It's fair.
I was bleeding from the head a lot.
Yeah.
I also went to sit down and went, I feel dizzy. And the med student there went, yeah, we're taking you to the hospital.
Yeah, that's...
This was probably after I'd been bleeding for about an hour.
Look, my thing was when I had the head injury, I was pretty much covered in blood within 2 minutes.
Oh, I had fucking stuff on it. I was having pressure. But they're like, yeah, you're bleeding from the head. And when did you start bleeding? Because we went and got a more senior med student. Because one of the med students, our med student was in 2nd year, and he's like, look, it doesn't look good. And so he's like, but we'll go and get Leo. He's a 6th year. So we went and got Leo, and he came up and he's like, so how long have you been bleeding? And we're like, it happened at 9 o'clock. And he's like, it's 10:30. You're still bleeding? And we took it off, and it's all the blood was yeah, you should probably go to the hospital. I'm like, it's probably not that bad. I went to sit down. I'm like, everything just went fuzzy. And he's like, feeling dizzy? I'm like, a little bit. He's like, fucking hospital.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I've been every time I've gone to the hospital.
Yeah, well. So
not
that was
bleeding, just dizzy as
I think that was the only emergency time I've been to the hospital. Other times it was I could have been rushed to a hospital, but it was 2 days after the incident. And they're like, fine, we'll take you to the hospital.
I think I've only had one emergency going to other than this last year.
I've only had
other
one.
Than this last
except
year.
for those times I had to, except for yesterday when I was couldn't.
Yeah. So before the last year,
That's good.
Once, and that was the head injury.
Yeah, head injuries are scary, man.
But I've had my hand on fire, bitten by a dog. I assume I went to the hospital for this one.
Probably not.
No, I did because it got super glued. I know it got super glued. I just don't know whether it was a standard doctor's practice or a hospital.
I mean, super glued at I got super glued at a family health clinic.
That's why I think
back when my little sister was an actual baby, and I fucking took a tumble over in my handlebars into a concrete wall. Fucking split here and here. And they were just and the concrete wall was literally outside where she was going to have her shots, and they're just yeah, bring it in, we can fix them up. That's blood everywhere. It wasn't my fault though. There was a fucking manhole cover that was sitting this proud of the fucking ground.
Why?
Oh no, because they were yeah, we'll put the manhole in and we'll pour the concrete, and the concrete probably won't lower in height as the ground settles. Turns out it did. Manhole cover didn't, because it was a fucking manhole cover.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I hit that and just went boom.
Yep.
No, but yeah. Fucking hospitals, mate.
Oh, they're great.
You'd know.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, at least I get in a lot quicker than most others.
That's because you always rock up with fucking lights and siren.
It's also true. No, this once I actually had to move into the waiting room, but I only had to wait like 20 minutes. And when I looked up to say the wait time, it was like 5 hours.
I fucking love that though. Well, that's true. So when I went in there for like bleeding profusely out of my head.
Oh yeah, you get seen real quick.
Nope.
Oh, what?
I sat there for 3 hours.
Oh, I mean, so did the guy. So when I got, my hand got burned, I sat there for about, I would have been there for about 5 hours. The guy that came in with the head injury, with the same first name,
so an uncommon first name.
It's true. He was there for about 2.5 hours, roughly.
No.
Before he got seen, and when they called out our name, and we were like, we've been here for like 5 hours. Surely it's us, because they only called the first name. And I had noticed that kid's name was Christopher as well, because I walked past him to go to the toilet and noticed he had a name badge on. So I was like, look, he's got the same name. And then we get in there and she starts looking at my head and I'm like,
wrong one.
I've literally got shit on my hand. And it's like, it's my hand that's the problem. She's like, oh, you don't have a head injury? Oh, the wrong Christopher. It's like, so I still have to wait.
See, and that's what I
got
love.
seen sooner because I was already in a room.
That's what I love about hospitals. You would think somewhere that deals with people who, might have the same name, might clarify
with a last name.
No, mine was pretty bad. Like, I'm sitting there like for 3 hours, 3.5 maybe. Blood has not stopped pouring out of my head. So I've like gone up to the desk a couple times and be like, yeah, can I get some new stuff to hold against my head, because this stuff is literally like I can now feel the blood on my hand. I like show them my hand, it's just covered in blood. They're like, hey, here's your new one. And finally, because this is fucking later.
Holy shit, you would think they would have gotten in sooner.
One would think so, but it also is probably because I was very lucid. Lucid? Is lucid the right one? It was lucid where you just like...
Well, I'm not very aware.
Yeah, I was very aware. Yeah. I think it's lucid. Yeah. So like I was like, because I was like just sitting there chatting with the boys who took me there. So I don't... Had I come in more groggy and less able to do things, they probably would have been
this
faster.
kid got seen a lot quicker than you did.
Yeah.
And he took that towel off his head within 20 minutes of being...
Yeah, no, I was still bleeding when
he wasn't bleeding anymore.
I was still bleeding when the doctor took me in. But yeah, so doctor takes me in. She's like, okay, so we've got options. We can suture it or glue it. I'm like, I don't really want to suture it. She's like, I didn't think you would, because it's like it was like up here somewhere. Yeah. And she's like, we'd have to shave that one spot so that we could suture. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want just a little missing place. It's like, we can glue while your hair's still there. I'm like, fucking glue away, lady. So we glued it back together, and then she's like, so normally once you've been seen, there's a 4-hour period where we have to keep an eye on you for a head injury.
But you've been here for 3 hours.
She went, but you've been sitting in that waiting room for 3.5 hours. It's like, and by the time this glue's set and you're ready to leave, you'll have been here for 4 hours. And she's like, I'm willing to waive the waiting time because you've already done it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's good enough. It's like, but we will write you out. She's like, do you need a doctor's certificate? I'm like, yes, I have an assignment due tomorrow that I have not been able to work on for the last like 4 hours.
Yes.
And she was like, okay. And so I got a whole fucking day of just chilling in my room, sleeping in bed. And then everyone was just like, yep, Darcy went to the hospital last night.
Yep. No, I had...
And they're like, wait, how did he... apparently I was nominated for Geek of the Week, which was an award we had for doing stupid things in college. And I was just like, I wasn't fucking there. Can't accept what you're not there for.
That's it. I was there for about 3 hours yesterday.
Oh, fuck, that sucks.
I got seen pretty quick, but, they put the cannula in to do another blood test, did another ECG, did another x-ray, did all that, and the doctor walks back and he's like, from all the tests we've just done, everything seems to be normal, other than you might be a little low on your magnesium and one other thing, which you can just, at the levels it was, he's like, yeah, you can just fix that with your diet. I don't think you need supplements for it. But he's like, as I expected, I didn't think we'd find anything, as you probably expected as well. I'm like, yep, yeah, that's about right. But then when he came back with the, he gave me the results for the lung capacity test. He's like, yeah, no, it's all in the green. I'm like, what? How is that all in the green? Especially when you look at it, and looking at it for the top line, it was like 4.73 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was for the first round. Second round was 4.15.
Yeah.
So it literally didn't even get back up. So I was technically still in a negative for improvement.
Oh, excellent.
And it was like,
it's good to know that it's green across the board.
We're all in the green. It's like, what?
That says negative. Yeah, we expect that.
We expect a negative from you.
That's fucking hilarious. Like, going to the hospital is one of the things that annoys me the most, because you're just like, I had plans today.
Work, hospital, similar.
But yeah, no, it's just, fuck it. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, no,
that's what Kris has been up to this week.
Yeah.
For me, other than like just a monster day of editing yesterday, the other highlight of the week is that the football's back, Kris.
I was going to say, did you have another burger?
No, I actually did have a burger yesterday. Not as good as the burger the week before, or the week before that.
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a good burger, but like there were some parts that were disappointing, and I was just kind of like,
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I was like, 95% of this burger is delicious, but 5% is a disappointment, so day ruined.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Shit job overall. No, it was pretty good. It was just like, there was like some parts where I was just like, could have been done better.
Yeah.
No.
But yes.
Yeah, no. The football, and when I say the football, I mean the National Rugby League, NRL, if you please, is back. And Kris, I know you're a big fan. You hang off every match, and you just love watching it.
Oh, indeed.
And I guarantee you know every outcome that happened last weekend.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Just refresh my memory, though. Just make sure I've got the details correct. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, Kris fucking doesn't know anything about any sport.
No.
Whereas...
A little bit about basketball. I know how to play it.
So say, how's the championship going this year, Kris?
Yeah,
how's the NBA looking?
I don't fucking know.
Chris doesn't like sport.
I don't like watching sport. I like playing it. That's about it. As much as I can't do that at the moment. But...
So, yeah, no. Yeah, I watch a lot of sports. I watch some Lakers games. I've just been disappointed this year. And last year. And the year before that.
That's unfortunate.
You just hope that they're going to do better than they do.
It's true.
Actually, I think they won one season not too long ago, so that was pretty good. But, you know.
Especially while you're wearing that hat.
Well, I'm a Lakers man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm also a Dodgers man.
Yeah.
That is all. Oh, well, actually, no, I'm also a Dallas Cowboys fan. And they were a disappointment this year, too. They were one game away from a Super Bowl. Maybe 2 games away, I can't remember. It was 2 games. They were 2 games away from a Super Bowl. And then they went and done fucked it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit upset about that. Going done, fucked it.
You got more information on it? I got nothing on it.
Oh, well, yeah, no. Fucking... I was just thinking about the fact that they missed the Super Bowl. And I was like, wait, who played the Super Bowl?
And then he just zoned right the fuck in.
I was trying to remember who played the Super Bowl because I didn't actually watch it this year, which is a first. But I just had no interest.
First, if I did watch it.
I just had no interest because they were so close and they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
the
years before they haven't even gotten close, and it was like this year. I was like, and everyone was like, "Oh, they got a really good run." And I was like, "They are on a really good run," and then they just and fucking fucked it.
Yeah. It's like when
not even a little bit. They were just outclassed.
Yeah. It's like when I used to work every Wednesday night. People would come in on Origin night, and they'd come in just before it, so like giving them enough time to be able to get home to watch it. They're like, "Oh yeah, what time are you out of here?" It's like 9. Oh, that's unfortunate. You don't get to watch the Origin. I wasn't gonna watch it anyway. What?
But
Weird.
in Queensland, you should be paid more for missing it.
Considering how big the fucking culture for it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be paid more, and you should bring that up. You know, like, I'm happy to work on Origin night, but I would rather be home watching the Origin, so I'm going to need a little bit of extra cash. Let's treat this as a public holiday, come on.
Yes.
Kris, we decided to give you off State of Origin night. Fuck, I mean, excellent.
No, thank God. I get to go watch it.
I had to go and watch the football.
And then I get there the next day and say, oh, did you watch it? It's like, yes.
I was
Who won again?
I was thoroughly unimpressed. That's all you got to say. I was thoroughly unimpressed with the quality of the game. Oh, we thought it was really good. No, there were just too many mistakes. That's all you're going to say, and people will believe that you know what you're talking about.
That's a good point.
No, but no, I do watch the Origin, and I do watch the fucking NRL, because apparently there is not enough anger in my life. Because I fucking hate.
Oh no, I've heard
the NRL.
I
hate it with a passion. Not because I don't like football. I do actually enjoy the sport, and I love union as well. But it's just because the refereeing is so ridiculously shit.
I've heard it as I'm sitting down here. You've walked up real quick just to see it, and everyone's upstairs going off.
Yeah, it's because the refereeing is horrid.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally, they do not even know their own rules. Or, and this is possibly worse, they either don't know their rules, or they're intentionally flaunting the rules.
Oh.
Either way, they're,
I hate that.
On the give them a break side is like, you're paying these people, and I've looked this up. I know how much the referees are being paid. It is 6 figures, and it is not low 6 figures.
Yeah, no, I would figure.
It's about around $300,000 a year.
Oh, that'd be nice.
To referee roughly, okay, ready for this? Roughly 28 games. That is 28 nights worth of work. Maybe a little bit more.
That would be nice.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's almost as good as being a sports star. It's like, hey, you're paid $1 million a year to play 28 games of 80 minutes.
Yep.
But no, anyway, the point is, I fucking hate the referees. I really hate them because they will literally say like, no, but this is the rule, and then 5 seconds later be like, oh no, but that's not the rule. It's like, you literally just said that was the rule 5 seconds ago. Literally. And so I hate it. I hate it so much. And it gets worse when it's State of Origin.
Oh, it does.
And
all I hear is complaints.
I don't even support the team. I do not have a team I support. I just like watching a good game. And the unfortunate thing is, the good games only happen when two shit teams are playing each other. So it's like, hey, this is a game where the players actually get to play and the referee's not interfering every 10 seconds. Or with the rules that they don't know. Or the rules that they interpret. God, I hate that. Whenever they defend a referee, it's like, that's how the referees interpreted the rules. I'm like, that should not be a thing at this level.
If everyone in the stadium and everyone watching disagrees with the ref, there's a problem.
Yes, especially considering the rules are not complicated. I looked them up the other day. When I say the other day, I mean literally I was waiting for a goal kick to be kicked. Yeah. So I looked up the rules, and in the 1 minute 25 seconds that they get to do that, I managed to go through all of them and be like, man, this is pretty fucking easy. It's not a complicated game.
Most sports aren't complicated when it comes to rules.
Absolutely not.
If you've never played it before, initially it's like, wait, hang on. What did you say? Yeah. For me, it's no.
Dude, that happens to me whenever I'm playing sport.
Yeah, I didn't even play.
So anyway,
it's like when we play a board game. It's like you say all the rules, like, just start fucking playing.
Yes, and then people call me a cheater because it's like, no, you just don't understand the rules. Yeah. But you didn't read the rules. Yes, I did, and you didn't listen.
You didn't listen, or you didn't understand. It said, let's just start.
But anyway, no, as I said, football's back, and it's honestly, and I hate to say this, remember that night we were sitting up at the table and I was talking to to my little sister and I was making my predictions about what was going to happen.
Yep. It's happened.
95% correct.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It is very good, but not in the way that you want it to be, because remember how I was preferencing a lot of those? This team should win, but I'm sure the umpires can make the other team win. Well, that's what happened.
Yeah, that sounds
It's just like,
yeah, that's about how it goes.
this is the better team and they will play better, but the umpire, yeah, no, that happened. And I was just like,
It's what I've been hearing from a lot of people for the last...
NRL is back. No, see,
Last few years.
the NRL has a giant problem, right? And I'm sorry if you don't like football or you're not interested in sport, but this is where we are currently sitting. We'll get back into funny stories about our life involving sports in a minute. I'll tell you a story about me filling in for a sports team here a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I fucking sit there and I'm just like, when you've got video refereeing, when you've got cameras watching everything, and when you've got 3 or 4 of you on the field, there is no excuse for making the wrong call.
No.
Or missing a thing. Or missing when a dude like swings his arm into the head of another dude. There is no excuse for missing that.
It's questionable.
Yeah. And yet then the NRL comes out and goes, they're only human, they're doing the best they can. It's like, yes. However, if this is the best they can do, should we not be questioning their $300,000 a year?
Yes, we should.
And be saying, if this is the best you can do, you're paid incredibly well, maybe we'll find someone better. Yes? Yes.
That's generally how it should work.
That's how one might think it works. But yeah, so I just fucking hated that.
Yes.
But I fucking, and I just sit there every time. I'm just like, fucking, these refs are the worst in the world.
Most of them are.
But this is the funniest part. So remember months ago, would have been many episodes ago, we were talking about my new favourite law in Indonesia.
Yes.
Which is you're not allowed to speak bad of the president, because that's now a thing. And you kind of sit there and you go like, that's a baller move, don't get me wrong. But it kind of implies that the president's doing a lot of shady shit. Because he's like, no, this will now be a law that you're not allowed to say bad things about me. Because if I don't make this a law, you guys are going to be just spreading rumours like shit. You're going to be saying how shit I am. I don't want any of that. You know, if you're actually someone who's actually doing the best you can and like, working through a tricky situation, you're never going to like put in something where it's like, you can't say bad things about me. You can't criticize me, because if you're actually open to criticism and getting better, you want people saying what you're doing wrong.
True.
You want that feedback, even if it's not overly constructive and it just says bad. Norm. But no. So it's like, the Indonesian president, whatever, prime minister, whatever he is, brought in that rule, and you're just like, seems like you're up to some shady shit and you're not willing to take criticism and you're not willing to get better. Well, the NRL has the same rule for its umpires. You're not allowed to say anything bad about them, even when they're the worst. And it's just like, that's why they're not getting better, because when someone criticizes them, they get slapped with a fine for criticizing the umpires, instead of being like, yeah, no, that's a good point. They shouldn't have given away a penalty after the buzzer. That definitely wasn't a penalty. That cost your team the game. Yeah, they fucked up. We're sorry. Yeah. Instead you get, oh yes, it was a mistake, but they're only human. It's like, but you can't say anything bad about them. Remember that. You can't say anything bad. And it's like, that's fucked.
It is.
That is fucked.
Ridiculous.
And so yeah, the NRL is just absolutely fucked and needs to fix that. And if you really are like, we have no idea how to fix the umpiring issue, well, here's an idea. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would be willing to put in the effort for $50,000 a year to be an umpire. So maybe cut their salary and say, look, you're not getting paid $300,000 a year until you fucking bring up your standards. Because I'm sure you could replace them for pretty fucking cheap. I'm sure you could get like 100 umpires out there for the cost of one.
Probably could. Especially if they want the experience.
Or they just fucking, as I said,
care about it actually having a good game.
Like, come on, let's face it, what's your yearly salary?
Normally, but what is it, fucking 64, 65
right.
before tax?
Right, so if someone said to you, hey Kris, we'll pay you 23 grand to come and do 8 games, you'd fucking do it. You'd learn the rules. You'd get out there and fucking give it a go, because that's not a small amount of money.
No.
But instead, we have useless people being paid large amounts of money to continue to be useless.
Yes.
And then, and the worst part, they then tell us how good they are.
Oh.
There is one umpire who they constantly say, oh, he's one of the best Australia have, and we're like, oh, fuck, that's bad for us. Because he is just the worst. Like, he makes more bad calls than any other ref.
Jesus.
It's pretty bad.
Yep.
But as promised, we'll no longer talk about the NRL for this week. We'll be talking about it next week when Kris tells us what the scores were from this week.
Yes.
Because he's going to be on it like a hawk.
Oh, yeah.
But no, as promised, I'll now tell you a story. So, a while back, right, a couple of years ago, I was asked to fill in for someone's netball team. Because it was a mixed netball team, and one of their guys wasn't rocking up, so they asked me if I could do it. Because they're like, you know how to play netball, don't you? And I was like, oh,
It's not hard.
yes, I have.
Again, it comes back to rules being simple.
Well, also the fact that I was asked to, do the umpire course so that I could umpire a game for when I was playing in uni. They actually asked me if I could do the umpire's course so that I would, because the uni wanted official people who would actually knew the rules and pass the course.
Well, of course, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I can fucking do that, rightio, whatever. I'll give it a go. So I did it, and so I could umpire a few games.
Yeah.
So that happened. So when someone said to me, oh, you know how to play netball, right? I'm like, I've played it socially for like 4 years, and I guess technically speaking, I am like the lowest level umpire you can have. And they were like, yeah, no, that's fine, you know the rules, come play. And so I came and played, and we're playing, and then the umpire blows their whistle on me. And they're like, you took too long to shoot. And I was like, I took too long to shoot because he kept fucking smacking me in the arms. And they're like, because it's Rockhampton, and the thing with Rockhampton is people in Rockhampton are like, oh yeah, but I'm in the netball association of Rockhampton, and I know all the people who are in the netball association, and we're all buddy, and I don't know you, so you probably don't know the rules. And so she blew the whistle and was like, you're holding the ball for more than 3 seconds. I'm like, yeah, I'm holding the ball for more than 3 seconds because I'm trying to shoot, but he keeps slapping me in the arms. I'm like, so I was waiting for you to call contact, and she went, do you want to be the ump? I'm like, well, you can give me the shirt and I can give it a go, I might be better than you. I'll probably be better than you. And she's like, if you do it again, I'll throw you off the court. I'm like, well, if you just fucking umpired the rules. And like, these guys are like sitting there going like, oh fuck, because like it was only one of the people on the team who knew me. And I was just like, sorry guys, I'm like, I do get riled up. And I'm like, because I really hate this thing of like, I don't know you, so you obviously don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, no, I just learned to play in fucking Sydney.
Yeah.
I've umpired games with people who are better than you will ever know.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck you. And this chick's just like, if you... And then she gave me the penalty. Because I was like, yeah. Because, like, with the other... Being a social event, not everyone playing knows the rules. But the second I just turned to her, I was just like, well, maybe if you want to give me the shirt and the whistle, I'll give it a go. Be better than you. And she was just like, oh, I'll fucking send you from the field. I'm like... I just got to the team. I might get sent from the field. I'm like, if she keeps fucking up like she has been, and like, because she was all buddy with the fucking people of the other team, I was like, she keeps calling in their favour instead of the rules. I'm like, I will give her a fucking mouthful. I'm like, I know the rules of the sport. She did not blow her whistle on me again.
Yeah.
And I went, so now that I've shown that I know the rules and I'm willing to fucking bite back at you when you don't, you're going to play fair with me. Fair enough. I'll accept that, but I was just like, fucking, she literally blew the whistle, and I just, me being me, I just like took the ball down, put it under my arm, and walked across the field to her. I was like, "Why are you giving them the ball?" And she's like, "Because you held it for too long." And I was just like, "Well, maybe I wouldn't have held it for too long for you to stop fucking slapping my arms while I was trying to take a shot. Do you want to be the umpire? Well, I can be if you want me to." I was just like, "Not my qualifications. I'll fucking do it."
I had a similar situation. So I was in a game, and I was generally the one to throw the ball in.
Mm.
As I'm there, about to throw it in, the guy on the other team constantly I haven't even fucking moved yet, and he's like waving, and it's like almost every time hitting me on the arm, and I'm like, the ref's right fucking there, and he can see that I'm getting hit on the arm, and it's like, you're gonna call the fact that he's hitting me on the arm constantly. And then later in that game, I had the ball and I had to sort of stop because I was surrounded when I managed to get it. And then I sort of just like held it so that the other team wouldn't get it. And then legitimately every fucking player had hit me during that.
That's about right.
Because they surrounded me and they were just like trying to get the ball in. So I was like getting hit in the back, top of the head and everything like that. And it's like the ref didn't call shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've had that when I was coaching a boys basketball team. So I was coaching a boys basketball team at my sister's school, and the umpire did something, and I was just like, "Are you gonna fucking call it?" Like literally, my guy had the ball, another guy grabbed him and kind of like swung him around, and I just went, "Are you gonna fucking call that, ref?" And the ref just looked at me and went, "Oh no," and I'm like, "It's obviously a fucking contact."
It is.
I'm like, he literally threw my guy. And then, like, the parents came up later and they're like, "Oh, you know, we weren't happy with the calling of the game." I'm like, "You weren't happy with the Did you not see me standing there yelling at the fucking ref?" I'm like, they're like, "Oh, yeah, we want to make sure that the ref's a better quality." And I'm like, I'm like, I am a friend of the school, pretty much, because I was actually brought in by a teacher who knew that I knew basketball and was "Hey, can you, I've been..."
you went to gym with her.
Yeah. "I've been assigned this basketball team, but I don't know anything about basketball. Can you come in and help coach them?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can come help coach them," and fucking coach them through a fucking flawless season. The only game they lost when I took over coaching them was the grand final, which sucked, but I was really proud of them.
Yeah, no, it was a good game.
They did a hell of a job against a team that was much, much more athletic than them.
Oh, and I did. I saw the game. It was a good game.
Yeah, but as I said, but I was just like, I'm like, it was the school that provides the umpires. I'm like, I have nothing to do with that. I get angry when I see my players being, hurt and shit. I'm like, and I'm getting up there and getting in the umpire's face, and then being told by, the school, you can't get in the umpire's faces. I'm like, well,
that's how you do things.
I'm like, I'm the coach. I'm gonna get in their face if they're not playing by the rules. If my players are getting hurt, I'm getting in their face.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "No, I can't get in the faces of the umpires. We don't want to upset them." And it's like,
and it is the downside to a lot of school games, especially when you're like here.
Yeah.
A lot of the games tend to get played at what is it, Darcy Arena now, Hegvold. So most of them get played there, and it's like and I get that it's still through school, so it's all the umpires are from the school. There's one game I played, which I found out at the end of the game. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's the principle of the school we were versing. Oh, so that's why the first half of the game, when we only had one ref, was one-sided.
It was a fucking free-for-all.
Yeah, because she wouldn't call anything on them unless it was way too stupidly obvious.
Well,
as much as most of it was obvious for everyone, it was like, unless it was like, oh, I can't get away with it if I don't call this, she would call those. But us, it's like, they run into us and they're like, you're standing there, arms are out, so you haven't touched them. Oh, that's a foul? That's a foul. It's like, no, they shoulder charged me. Well, what are you calling a foul on me?
I set myself and they ran into me. That's their foul.
Yeah, but she didn't call any of that.
But yeah, no.
It wasn't till...
Well, that's kind of like I said to the parents. I was like, honestly, guys, okay, that game was bad. Yeah, that was a terrible game, and the ref wasn't calling anything. And I'm like, the only thing I can do in that situation is literally take the whistle and ref myself. I'm like, but I also can't do that because the other team is obviously going to complain about that. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
And then one of them was like, oh, well, my husband was going to do that. I'm like, I would have accepted that if your husband walked up and said, "Hey, do you want me to take over reffing?" I'm like, I would have fucking said yes. I'm like, because this was terrible.
Oh yeah, it's like for that game, like we were halfway through the game. Someone else from our school finally finished their game, and he's walking past, and we knew he refs. So as he's walking past, like, dude, we need you on this court. We need you to start reffing because this is one-sided. She's not calling anything. Once there was a second ref there from a different school, she started calling.
Yeah, well, that's just the problem with it all. But as I said, like that's kind of always been my biggest problem. And you know me, I'm a sad anarchist. I'm an upset anarchist.
Yes.
No, but like and like that even comes back to the fucking NRL. You know, it's like one of my big beliefs is that a referee's job is to uphold the rules of the game and make sure the players don't get hurt.
Yes.
Because, you know, basketball is a non-contact sport. But if the referee's not calling shit, then you can technically hit someone in the face really hard. And if they're not going to call it, then it's just play on. And it's like an umpire's job is to protect the players and follow the rules of the sport. And, you know, bring this back to the NRL, which started this whole fucking shit. That is the one thing the referees don't do. They're like fucking the NRL. The NRL has a rule that you're not allowed to hit people high. And so many times, like on the weekend, a player goes like this to a player who's taller than them. So it's not even like, oh, you know, it was just a little thing. It's like the player's taller than him and he throws his shoulder into his jaw. Underneath of his jaw. And the umpire goes, oh, it was a chest-to-chest contact. Chest to chest, right? So this whole shoulder lifting, charging into the bottom of the jaw motion was nothing. Yeah. And then about 5 minutes later, the referee goes, oh, hold on, the independent doctor is asking that you, the guy who had his jaw smashed in the chest to chest contact, go off to have your head checked because you've been knocked in the head in that contact that was chest to chest. And I'm just like, I always sit there and I go, this is where these players need to be smarter, because I just say, oh, no, you said it was chest to chest, so my head was never knocked. Yeah. Because if my head was knocked, it should have been a fucking penalty. So it was chest to chest. I don't need to go off. Nah, the independent doctor said you've gone off. Well, you said it wasn't a head knock. So either it was a head knock and you didn't give us a penalty, in which case you have some answering to do, or the independent doctor's wrong and it was a chest to chest like you said. So who's wrong? Is it the independent doctor? Are we going to overrule him? Or are you going to commit seppuku? Because that's about where we're at. The umpires, you know, the wrong call these umpires are making are no longer just like, you know, you forgive it. You forgive it when it's like they made one wrong call a game. But it's like we are literally at the point where it's like, oh no, it was a clean tackle, but you have to go off because the independent doctor said you got hit in the head. You said it was a clean tackle. How did he get hit in the head in a clean tackle when you're not allowed to hit him in the fucking head? It drives me mad. It's just the umpire is just so incompetent. So incompetent. Oh! And honestly, I watch most games. I stop watching about halfway through the games because I'm just like, you know, you watch the first 5 minutes and go, how are we going to go this time? And I know, and this is crazy, right? How many sports would you reckon you'd know the umpires' names for? None. Right? Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. I asked you how many fucking umpires' names you know. No. And you said none. And I said, that's right. I'm like, you can name the players' names of your favourite teams, you know. LeBron, Anthony Davis, that other guy. Fucking... Actually, I don't know. I haven't seen him play for a while, but Russell Westbrook was playing for the Lakers last I saw. But I haven't seen him on the court for a while. Maybe he's no longer playing. It was definitely this season that he was... I don't know. But Russell Westbrook was in the team. It was a good team. Dwight Howard's in it. Yeah. Is he still in it? I don't know. Oh, but anyway, yeah. You know the players, and you watch and you go, "Who's the umpire? Oh, he's the umpire." But in the NRL, I know at least 90% of the umpires' names because they're that bad and that they push themselves into games so much that you actually go like you learn their name. So when you see them, you can go, "Oh fuck, it's this one." Yeah. I know so many of their names, and I'm like, there are teams I can name maybe one or two players, but I can generally name the umpire that's fucking on the field, and I'm like, that's how bad they are. That is how bad they are. They are so bad that you actually remember their names. Because every game, like this is the truth. Every sports that you watch on TV tells you the umpire. They literally say, this game will be umpired by this person, this person, this person. And you just go, tune it out. They're literally there to follow the rules and make sure the players don't get hurt. If they do a good job, they're background settings. You don't pay attention. But with the NRL, the umpire comes out and you go, it's fucking Klein. Oh, it's Sutton. And you just go, and you get the names and you just go, oh, it's this guy. And you know how he umpires and you know that he's going to be rubbish. And it's just like, there is no sport where you should know the umpires' names. You should just look at them and go like, oh yeah, this guy, I know this guy, I've seen him umpire a few games.
Personally know the umpire.
Even then.
They're an umpire.
And you go and umpire, you're my brother. Yeah, you fucking go umpire something.
So now you're walking away, I'm washing my fucking hands.
The family photo, you're not allowed to be in it. Why? Because you're just the umpire.
The umpire?
No, but
yeah. Oh, no, sorry. They can be in the photo, but you by that tree over in the background.
Yeah,
you're just a background setting.
Yeah. But as I said, like, fucking, there is no sport where you should be watching and be like, who's that player? I don't know, but that umpire's this person. Just like, it's bad.
Oh, it is.
It's bad.
Jesus.
Fucking umpires.
Yeah, they're not great.
I just hate, as I said, it just does my head in. It's back. I watch the start of most games because, as I said, first 5 minutes you can tell if it's gonna be if the umpire's gonna be really shit or if it's just gonna be their regular shit. Yep. There's never any good. There's never any good. But in the first 5 minutes you can tell if it's gonna be super shit, regular shit, maybe less than shit, but it's never less than shit. You know? So then you just go, oh, it's gonna be one of those games. But I do watch every Brisbane Broncos game.
Okay.
Nothing brings a smile to my face like watching the Broncos lose, even when the umpire helps them.
Oh, jeez.
It didn't happen this week, or last week, but it'll happen this week because they're a rubbish team.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's the little things in life.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah. I there are teams that I watch and I'm just like, oh, and they're like, can you guess who's winning? Yes, I can. It's this team. How'd you know?
Did you write the time down when we got back?
Nope.
Oh.
Doesn't really matter because I fucking just. It was the 40-odd minute mark. There was a long break. See, there's 1:40 around there. But yeah, I just go like, it's almost like I'm magic, and it's like, oh no, I'm not magic. It's got nothing to do with magic. I just know that there are some teams that are very heavily favoured in the NRL.
Yes. And
they get all the calls for them. And they get calls made up for them.
Yeah.
That do not follow any rule. And you're like, wait, but the rule says this. We will leave you with this on the terms of how bad the NRL's umpiring is. And if you feel like looking it up, you should definitely watch a game and just be like, that is terrible. Because the umpire will make a call and no one on the field or the commentators or the crowd will know what the call was for. They'll make the signal for the call and you say, wait, what? And then the umpire will walk up after making that signal and go, the penalty's for this. And you go, well, no, but that's not the call you just made. You made a call for someone being inside the 10 metres, but now you've said it's a penalty for a tackle? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So the umpires don't even know what they're calling half the time, and no one around them knows what they're calling. And it's just like, the umpire's called, we don't know. We don't know who he's called it on either. But he's made a call.
Literally what the commentators are saying?
Commentators will literally say,
oh,
what did he make that call for? What's he made that? Commentators will say, oh, he's given a penalty for this. Oh no, he hasn't. It's something completely. Wait, what? The commentators, and this is how bad it would be.
bad.
The commentators would be like, "Oh, yep, he's called a penalty on that for the whatever. It was a bad tackle. He's done that. Oh wait, no, he's given them the ball. Oh, he's called a penalty on the other team. Huh? But here's the problem with the commentating. The commentating also then goes, well, that's a weird call. We're just gonna ignore it. And it's like, no, what? No, fucking roast the bastard. But again, they also fall under the same rule of you're not allowed to talk badly about our referees.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
So
roast the motherfucker for being a stupid fuck.
Yes.
It's like, oh, he's not really sure why he's made that call. Like, seriously, every game. Oh, it's a bit of an odd one. No, I didn't. Nothing in that looked off. Oh, it just looked like he dropped the ball. Oh, he's called a penalty. Oh, are they gonna check it? Oh no, it's play on. Okay, well we'll just continue. It's like,
Jesus Christ.
as I said, and because all the commentators are ex-players, I just go like, you're a fucking coward, mate. If you were out on that field right now and that happened, would you just sit there and be like, oh, I guess that's just what it is? It's like, no, you'd be fucking fuming because the referee just went, you're not allowed to tackle him. He can have the ball back.
Yeah.
And like literally, there are literally times in the game where you will sit there and be like, no, they made a mistake. What, they tackled so and so? You're not allowed to tackle him. It's a penalty. Don't be. Oh, they've given him a penalty. You're not allowed to tackle him.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like there's another rule that's like you're not allowed to get in the way of a person defending. But that's only called sometimes. You're not allowed to get in the way of certain people defending. And it's like, rightio. And it's like, oh yeah. And then you kick the ball at the end of your set. And it's like, oh, you tackled him after he'd kicked the ball. And it's like, yeah, because I was sprinting at him while he was trying to kick the ball. So the second the ball hit his foot and I made contact with him, I guess I tackled him after he had the ball. Oh, you're not allowed to tackle him with the ball when they're trying to kick the ball. It's like, that's the rule. You are always supposed to tackle them. You are not supposed to be like, oh, no, he's kicking. Let him kick. Let him kick. We don't want to get penalised for tackling him. Let him kick. What you're not allowed to do, which they've all started doing now, is you're not allowed to put a player in front of the kicker to obstruct the guys coming through to tackle him. But they all do it now. And it's like, that's literally, as I said, the rule, obstruction. They're an obstruction.
Yes.
They're literally an obstruction and they're putting themselves in the way. It's fucking obvious, and half the time it's so fucking obvious because the ball will be played and then they'll walk forward and it's like the second that happens you're like, that's an obvious obstruction.
Yeah.
Why aren't we calling this? Oh, because... Well, we can't... Like, I guarantee the NRL has this thing where it's like, we can't penalise the players for breaking the rules, and it's like, it's 100% your job.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, but we only want to penalise some people. We don't want to penalise everybody. Could you imagine what would happen if we actually followed the rules of the game? We wouldn't know who would win the. We wouldn't know who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
Teams,
and it might actually be a good game at the end.
Teams might actually have to come out and play, and not just come out and be like, yeah, but we're the Broncos, so should we not win just by being here? And you say no because you're a terrible team. Seriously, be better. And stop expecting things to be handed to you just because you're the Broncos. Ooh, but we're the Broncos. Why should we have to go to Sydney to play games? Because that's how the draw fucking works.
Yeah. You have to go all over the place.
Oh, but we're the Broncos. Why should we have to fight to get into the top 8? Because that's how sport works.
It is.
Oh, we're the Broncos. Why aren't we just given the championship every year? Because that would be dull and boring and fuck you. Fuck the Broncos. And the Cowboys. The Titans are okay. They get a lot of... They don't get the pandering of the other Queensland teams.
Okay.
They're rubbish on their own. Oh. No, but they are often rubbish. But more importantly, they do it by themselves.
That's a plus.
Yeah. If you're wondering, the one where I was talking about the shoulder into the jaw, that was chest on chest. That was the Cowboys who did that. And they're also the ones who have won the game by getting given a penalty after the final buzzer blew, where there was no penalty. and everyone was like, that wasn't a penalty. He milked it, and they went, nah, penalty. They just need 2 points to win the game, so penalty, that's worth 2 points, because a penalty's worth 2 points. Yeah, and we're going to give it to them. Yeah, they probably shouldn't miss this. And it's like, Cowboys and Broncos, man. They are 2 of the 4 Queensland teams, and they get like every rule is like, we just bend it a little bit. This rule applies unless you're the Cowboys or the Broncos.
Yeah, okay.
If you are the Titans, this rule definitely applies.
Definitely, 100%. What's the other team?
The other team is the Dolphins. They've just come in this year. They're from Redcliffe, which is much like the Gold Coast and Redcliffe. They're about the same distance from Brisbane, which is like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah.
And anyone who's from Gold Coast is like, it's 45 minutes. Yeah, that barely counts as the fucking town. Because it's 45 minutes only because of the traffic on the fucking highway.
Oh yeah, if you go at the right time, it's quick as.
Yeah. So yeah, we pretty much have 3 Brisbane teams and a Townsville team.
Yeah. Then again, getting from Gold Coast to Brisbane might be 45 minutes, but getting from somewhere in Brisbane to somewhere else in Brisbane is the same length of time.
That was 6 hours. No, but as I said,
it literally took me.
The Dolphins are a new team.
It took me an hour to get to my.
I don't particularly like them because I don't like their coach. Their coach is like, everyone talks about how he's the best coach ever. Yeah, all the players, like a lot of players who have played for him, come out and like, he just poaches good players from other teams. That's what he does. That's how he makes a great team. He goes, you're a good player. Come play for me. I'm the world's best coach. He's an absolute wanker. Yeah. He's not that good. I've never seen him actually build a team from scratch.
Yeah.
I've always like even the Dolphins, right? The Dolphins. That's on a football team of 13 players on the field and 5 players on the bench with an emergency who's technically not in the game.
Yeah.
3 players were players that actually came from that team before it became an NRL team. The rest were all just bought from other well-established teams and who were well-established players.
Okay.
And many were country representative players. And it's like, oh, he's gonna make this team great. It's like, technically it's a team made up of almost all-stars.
Okay.
You've got New Zealand representatives, Australian representatives, fucking Samoan representatives.
Okay. Yep.
It's like representatives, people who have played representative level in this team, who have come for money, for their own personal reasons, whatever reasons they've come. But he hasn't, he's gathered them, but he hasn't coached them into greatness. He's literally just grabbed good players. Is he the world's best coach? Well, he might. Maybe he's the world's best coach in the term of that he can gather all these good players, but in terms of actually coaching ability, I haven't seen anything special from him ever.
Okay.
Other than when he's had a few fucking whinges about shit. That's pretty special.
Yeah.
He's a really good whinger.
He's good at something. That's good.
Yeah. I fucking hate him. I'm like, there are much better coaches out there who get none of the accolades that he gets. Oh, but he did this and he did that. Go shove it up your ass. I hate Wayne Bennett.
Fuck. That's hilarious.
He's not a good coach. He's an okay coach. He's a good coach. He's not the world's greatest coach. He's not the super coach that the NRL world thinks he is. Actually watch him coach people. He doesn't do shit. He's just kind of like, yes. Remember how you were taught how to play football and became really good because you've got talent and skill and you worked at it?
Remember that.
Keep doing that.
Yeah.
My job is done. It's not coaching. That's just being like, hey, remember, you're good. Continue to be good. And if you don't continue to be good, I'll just get given more money so I can buy someone who's better.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
Yes.
Anyway, fucking NRL.
Yeah.
There's a game tomorrow night. I'm going to watch it. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us. As always, I've been Darcy. He's been Kris. If you like me ranting about how I hate the NRL, stay tuned. Next week, there's going to be more.
Yeah.
I take all of my anger out on Kris. He has to listen to it all, even though he understands none of it. It all just goes through his ears, and his eyes just go.
It helps when you can zone out. I just pick key points of whatever the fuck you've said, and then say something to it.
Exactly. But we will catch you next time. If you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Yes, do it.
See you later.
Yep.
See, I told you. I knew it.
Yes, you did.
That's what I was blanking about.
Everything.
Hold on. Just gotta get all that cable out of the way.
By putting it on the desk?
Oh yeah, it's no longer in the way of my wheels.
Fair point.
Oh.
So you just have your foot placed in the right spot? You're good.
How did I get here? Yep, okay, let's... Oh. Right. Yeah, how do you like that?
See, so look, here's the thing. I can always move that way.
Penguining. That's what I call it.
There's a limit to where you can move.
I can move everywhere.
Not if I'm in the way.